you may be in the dark, but Eskom insists you should pay more for tariffs. The power utility told Parliament this week that scheduled load shedding will be here for a while. You can expect stage 3 outages every month for the next 18 months. So why should you pay for more? Let's discuss this now with energy expert NJ Ayuk from the African Energy Chamber. Thanks very much for your time this morning. So let's start off with load shedding before we get to the tariffs. Eskom has said load shedding is here to stay for at least the next 2 years. What energy lessons can the power utility learn to help it move beyond load shedding?
Thank you so much for having me this morning. I think Eskom can move real quick beyond load shedding. And I think you have to really look at political will for reform. You have to look at, it is time to really take Eskom and say, we could break it up and really say maybe you get a transmission, generation and production and really start moving on the unbundling of the company. You have to do that. I know we have to deal with most issues that come with maybe unions or other political factors, but you cannot say in Africa's most industrialized country, you still have to deal with load shedding, especially going into a post-COVID environment where we need to spur economic growth and industrialization. You cannot run industries with small-scale generators. So you have to reform and bundle the whole thing and then drive it forward so you do not only rely on coal-fired plants to give us the right source of energy that we need today.
Andrew, we know that unbundling is on the cards, but what do you think is holding up the process, or is it just a process that is going to take a couple of years?
It shouldn't take a couple of years. It should take months. There needs to be the fierce urgency of now. You need to we need to move the politics out of power, because every day the economy is suffering. Every day businesses are not really moving as fast as they have to go. So you need some political will. You need to drive it. Yes, we do understand the forces like the unions and everything, but we need to get everybody on the table, because if you don't fix this, you're not going to even have jobs for your union members. So the unions have to be part of the solution and stop holding back, and they have to drive business, but you need political will today to move this.
Right, let's talk about money. Even though we see regular bailouts from government, Eskom's debt continues to balloon, and talks of tariff increases of 25% are on the cards again. Are our current tariffs expensive comparative to our African neighbours? And can Eskom reasonably expect consumers to keep footing the bill for state capture, corruption and mismanagement?
They cannot. Consumers can no longer foot the bill when you don't have stable, reliable power. That's one. Businesses are going bankrupt. The tariffs are too high. But businesses also know, and consumers also know, they will pay if they can have stable, consistent power. The problem here is that we have to increase more transparency within the system. You cannot, power utilities always make very little margins. And across the continent, it has been a problem. But when you break it down and have a more transparent process, then you start seeing how you could see a sense of profitability with it. But you can't just continue the same old play and keep it going on today, because consumers are not happy, businesses are not happy, and the company is going through a very difficult moment. Don't forget, Eskom used to be a AAA rated company. You need to get it back together. It can be done together, and people should not be less hopeful of what can be done. We got to believe in it, but we need to drive that right now to get it right. This is a marvelous opportunity to get this together.
NJ, quickly before I let you go, we need to talk about renewables, and one such renewable is gas. South Africa's first liquefied natural gas auction took place on the 26th of August. What does that mean for the renewable energy sector in South Africa?
It is going to be huge. This is one of the best things that would happen to South Africa and the entire SADC region, because South Africa stands. Don't forget, Total had one of the biggest discoveries in the world in South Africa. So there's so much gas. You can, in an era of energy transition, you can replace some of the coal power plants with LNG that is cleaner, natural gas, and it also works with pollution and climate change. But renewables will also play a big role. It's not either or, it's a part of being part of the whole energy mix. And yes, renewables still have a big problem being bankable and providing power into industrialization. But LNG, natural gas, is going to be a game changer for South Africa. You're going to see so much jobs. You're going to see so much supplies coming out of South Africa. Look at Durban and that corridor going into Mozambique. A lot is going to happen there. Look at Mozambique, $100 billion going to be spent over the last 5 years. South Africa has more. Imagine what would happen if you get it right with LNG. We just need to cut the red tape, limited regulations, and really let the markets work and drive this. LNG is going to change the power issues in South Africa.
That's definitely some good news there amongst all the darkness and the load shedding. Thank you very much for that, NJ Ayuk from the African Energy Chamber.